Good morning, ladies, and welcome to 5 Minutes to Victory. You know, this morning, this was one of those times when everything that could come against me getting on here and sharing today tried to, but I was determined that week number 84 was going forth no matter what. I really feel like I'm supposed to share something today that is going to bless and encourage a lot of women. Our topic for today is women leading with purpose. You know, I'm going to be very transparent today. Over the weekend, I had an exciting opportunity to share and speak at a women's conference, and I knew that it was God. I knew that it was an assignment that He had given me, and I had been preparing for the event for months, and I had written down in my notes what I wanted to share, and I was thinking about this thing and that thing, and then about 1 a.m. Saturday morning, before I was supposed to be there at 9 a.m., the Lord began to drop and deposit some other things in my heart. And it was almost like He said, now you've been doing it your way, and you've been thinking about all of the things that you wanted to share, and now it's time to listen to what I have to say and what I want you to share at that conference. And so I began to write things down, and I know that it was the Lord because He aligned everything so perfectly. I had notes I wanted to share with the women and pass out in handouts. And from 1 o'clock in the morning until I began to pack up to leave at 7 o'clock, I actually rewrote those notes, printed them out to make sure all of the women had a handout to take with them. And I knew that God was in the midst. I knew that it was His purpose. I knew that it was His plan for me to get it done that way. And that's when it dawned on me. So many times, ladies, we're trying to write or rewrite a script that God has already planned for us. Psalms 139, if you go and study and read that, it is very clear what it says. It says that before you were ever in your mother's womb, I knew you and I prepared you. And all the days of your life are written on the script, are written in a book that God has for us. But the funny thing is, sometimes we try to rewrite the script instead of seeking God for what He really wants for us to do. And that's where my topic of women leading with purpose comes in. You know, we're called in the marketplace with various assignments. Some of us have been called as career professionals, and we have direct reports. We're leading teams. We're leading companies. We're CEOs of someone else's. There's others of us who own our own companies, and we have direct reports, and we're leading teams, but we're competing in the marketplace. I know the internet is going crazy right now. In fact, it went out for a little while. It came back in and went out again. But I am determined to get this message out here. Regardless of what position you have in the marketplace, you have to understand that you are a woman leading with purpose. And if you are a woman of faith, you've got to understand how important it is not to try to rewrite the script, but just seek God for what He has for you and what He's called you to do. What is your divine assignment in the marketplace? You're there to make a difference. You're there to help change others' lives. You know, I was getting a little bit discouraged in my journey, and recently there was a devotional that popped up on my phone. I had started a while back and I hadn't completed it. I went on to something different. But it was a devotional written by Pastor Rick Warren. And in it, it was talking about our faith. And if it was our dream or God's dream for us that we were living for. And in it, he made the statement, he said, if it's God, then your dream will be tied to His ultimate dream, which is to see people's lives change.